Hey guys, welcome back for some more Grixis Reanimator in Modern. Today we're mixing up the list a little bit, trying some different cards in the main and sideboard. So generally this list is like all 4 ofs. Today we're trying 2 Spell Pierce and 3 Emperor Bones rather than 4 Emperors and 1 Spell Pierce. And then most lists are running Troll of Khazad-dûn. We took Troll out and we added an extra land in Thundering Falls. So a 3rd Surveil land, never bad in your Reanimator deck. You can always Surveil an Oculus or Archon into the graveyard for that Entomb effect. As for the rest of the deck, it's your usual removal, hand disruption, reanimation effects with Unearth and Persist. You have your threats with Emperor and Psychic Frog, and then you have your payoffs with Oculus and Archon of Cruelty. For the sideboard, we have our usual 4 Consigned Memory for Eldrazi and some combo decks, Harbinger for Eldrazi and Greedy Mana bases, Harvester and Pyroclasm for small creature decks, 2 Meltdown for Affinity, and then we're trying 4 Leyline of the Void for graveyard decks. Usually you see Nihil Spellbomb or Surgical Extraction. I wanted to try 4 Leyline of the Void just because it really hoses those graveyard decks. They have Celestial Purge, but they really don't have any other way of getting rid of this card. So that's just a quick overview of our Grixis Reanimation deck in Modern. Before we get into the video, I want to talk to you guys about becoming a YouTube channel member. You'll get access to a lot of cool perks like loyalty badges, cool emotes, and early access to videos like this one. Also, we are Mana Traders content creators, so if you want to save up to 25% on your first subscription, all the information is in the description below. So if you want to see more modern content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and let's get in the gameplay. Alright, match 1 on the play. And I think we can try this hand. We have some removal, we have some dig, we can get some surveillance going. Not the most exciting hand, but we have a little bit of everything here. We're not going to looting on turn 1. Oh, they have Leyline. You don't really want to looting if you can help it, just because you're like not looting anything good into the graveyard. Here we're hoping Fatal Push is good and they don't have Scion. Maybe we can Fatal Push a Ragavan into a Kavu, Temple Garden. Ooh, it's Rhinos. Okay, well, Fatal Push is terrible in this matchup. So the fact that we have 2, probably going to looting them away. Land. It sucks because it's a Surveil land, but we have a 3rd one. Psychic Frog. So let's play out Psychic Frog. They do have Force and Negation, which makes some of our spells a little more awkward. Again, hopefully they don't have Scion. We'll get the Blood Crypt. Cast Psychic Frog. Hopefully no Subtlety. They do have the Subtlety. Pitching a Leyline. I'm going to bottom it. Just going to search for the Persist. Try to kind of get our combo going quickly. You could redraw it and Surveil and play out Frog. Oh, they're stuck on 1 land. Okay, well, there's Thoughtseize. Let's start with the looting. I know we don't really have anything we want to discard. Like, meh. We'll discard 2 pushes. Thought Scour ourselves. See if we can find anything. Emperor, not the greatest. We have an Oculus. That's a Thoughtseize here. We know they're stuck on 1 land. Ardent Plea, Subtlety. We're going to take the Subtlety. That way we can Oculus next turn. They do find the land. Footfall's on 2. So if they find another land, they can Ardent Plea. I guess we just Oculus, and then we'll see. Bloodstained Mire. We'll just Surveil with this one. Kind of hopefully dodge. They're going to Surveil looking for a 3rd land, though. They keep it on top, so it's most likely a land. Land Persist. Oh, it's a Surveil land. Okay. So we have at least 1 more turn before Rhinos come out. They keep it on top again. So let's Surveil ourselves. 3rd Surveil land. Land to the yard. Psychic Frog. Let's attack. So we could flashback Faithless Looting, or just play Frog and look to discard these to play around like Flage or something. I kind of want to play Frog here. Just kind of keep the pressure up. They're going to cast Footfalls. Untap, maybe Footfalls again, maybe Flage, something. Cast Psychic Frog. If anything, we can just cycle this, or we just put it to Frog. Alright, Oculus triggers. We'll put Faithless Looting in the yard, take Thought Scour. We also can Unearth Emperor and eat the Flage if we need to, but we're going to have a lot of flying attackers. So if they have nothing, we just have lethal on board. Alright, 4th land. So this is their hand, so they should, well, they're going to gain 3, I guess. Let's see if they try to target a Frog. They do target the Frog, so we're going to pump it. They're going to go up to 12. Another Oculus. So let's start by giving this flying. Attack with both. Down to 4. Find the Archon. I guess we're just going to Oculus, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have double Oculus triggers. Archon to the yard. Thought Scour to the yard. Their hand is Ardent Plea, Mystery card. And we win. Alright, so against Rhinos, we want Dispute for sure. And some Consigned Memory for the triggers. We don't need any of the pushes. So let's go these 4 for these 4. I'm gonna try that. The Consigns also help with Endurance triggers. Alright, this hand's a little meh, but we're gonna try it. The double Unearth is awkward. We have the Consign. They start with Leyline. We're gonna hope to Thoughtseize a Scion. They Surveil and keep it on top though. So Swamp Thoughtseize to save life is nice. We draw the Archon, great. Yeah, there we go. Fire Ice, Clarion Conqueror. I don't know why they have Clarion out. So we're going to take Scion. I guess they have Clarion for Frog. Seems kind of loose. Oh, and maybe Emperor as well. Let's see if they try to ice me. If they do, we don't really care, because we're just going to surveil anyway. That's fine. Draw a third Unearth, which is not good. Play Bloodstained Mire, pass. They're probably going to play out Conqueror. See if they fetch a Plains, okay. I guess they have Leyline of the Void too. Alright, so they play Clarion. We'll just surveil here. Get Thundering Falls, get all our colors. Frog, we'll keep Frog. Play the Island, Psychic Frog. I guess we do have to dodge Leyline. They have a Flooded Strand and 3 mystery cards. Xander's Lounge. But we do have the Consigned to Memory for the Leyline binding, so it's not the biggest deal. We'll see if they want to get in. And they do, because we can't actually do anything with Frog. Put us to 14. Do they have the... No, they're not acting... Or they're acting like they don't have anything. Faithless Looting. I guess they could have Endurance. So let's start with the Faithless Looting, I guess. I feel like they have Endurance. Oculus. Discard these 2. We definitely want to cast Unearth now. And then if they... Endurance, which we assume they have... Yep, pretty obvious. We can consign that trigger. Consign. We get our Oculus. And that's why we didn't attack first, because we assumed they had that. And we can't attack with Frog, so we just have to pass. Good top deck for them, the Endurance. Thoughtseize, Unearth. Take a Thoughtseize. Ah, they had the Leyline binding too. Okay. A little unfortunate. Into second Clarion Conqueror. Wow. Alright, we have to take it. See if we can draw some, like anything. We're not drawing anything. So we're at 8 in the air. We could double Thought Scour looking for something, or we could just Faithless Looting. I kind of want to just Thought Scour. We have the Unearth. We draw another Archon. Let's Thought Scour again. There's an Oculus. Oh, we draw an Oculus too. Unearth the Oculus. So hopefully we can stabilize here. Archon, Emperor. Put Archon to the yard. Oh, and they have the Shardless Agent. Really good draw for them. We're just kind of floundering here. They bring in anything? No. They get some Rhinos. They attack with all. We're going to block like that, which is fair. Their attacks. Watery Grave. Still no Persist, which sucks. If we hit Persist, we just win on the spot. So we're just going to cast an Oculus. We'll play Watery Grave tapped, and then we'll just pass. Get a bunch of triggers, Emperor. They don't get in, so we do get to do that. Delta. So let's flip this over. Oh, you know what? Actually, it didn't matter just because of the Conqueror, so we can't actually do that because of Clarion. So let's start with a Faithless Looting. Cast Faithless Looting. Find land... Bin these 2. Play this tapped. Get in with 1, I think. I think we have to get in with at least 1. Like, we're not doing anything just sitting here. Besides, like, making 2/2s, but I think 1 is fine just because we're making all the 2/2s for the ground. Do they have a Subtlety? They do. So by getting in, yeah. That's one thing to do, is to play around that, I guess. So now we just lose. There's an Oculus, Psychic Frog. And we can't give this flying. I guess we do get to block 1. Block here, here, here. Here, here, and here. Take 3? Do they have probably fire or something? We'll say. Go to 2. Is it fire? Yeah, damn. Alright, well, I still think you had to get in with at least one of them. You could stall maybe one more turn. So we didn't see any Persists, no Spell Pierce. We saw both Consigns, which was funny. I think we just run it back and hopefully we draw better. Alright, on the play for game 3. Now this hand is terrible. Double Unearth, Archon. I'm gonna mulligan. Alright, we're gonna keep it. We have everything. Persist, Archon, Spell Pierce for early interaction, Thought Scour. I think I'm going to put back Thought Scour, actually. Consign's good for the Cascade and for Endurance. And we can just surveil some stuff. Maybe we can surveil an Archon to the yard. They also don't have a Leyline for once. Suspend Rhinos, sure. We will surveil. Get a Sewers. Emperor. Do we want Emperor? I'm going to say no. Oh, Thoughtseize. So let's play Bloodstained Mire. Thoughtseize. So we could take the Scion, which they can't play next turn anyway. Or we can take the Ardent, play in Spell Pierce. So there's like a couple things. You can consign the Scion next turn. I kind of want to take the... I'm going to take the Scion because I want to surveil with this land. And they're just going to surveil next turn anyway. And then we can just Spell Pierce the trigger here. But then we're not Spell Piercing this one. But we're going to consign this anyway. Yeah, let's just take Ardent play. Hopefully we can find a way to get the Archon into the yard. So they're not going to do anything. We're going to get to surveil. Raucous Theater. Thought Scour to the graveyard. We're also missing lands. I guess they drew ice for turn. If they ice my blue source, it's actually huge. Yeah, it's actually pretty big. Okay, we draw a Bloodstained Mire, luckily. That would have been a problem, not playing around ice, but they just top decked it. Alright, so they're going to play Scion this turn. Unless they drew... Now, they're going to get like a Xander's Lounge here, I think. They just get a Plains. Flage. Okay, that's a thing. So their hand is... Scion, mystery card. They can't bring back Flage. I guess if they get a red source. At least they let us surveil again, which is nice. Kind of weird that they did that, and then, or they iced and they didn't do anything with it. Thundering Falls. Persist to the graveyard. Faithless Looting. Perfect. Cast Faithless Looting. Archon. Do we bin the Oculus, or do we bin... I'm gonna bin the Oculus. I want the land because I want to keep a blue. So let's cast Persist on Archon. And if they have a force, we can just Spell Pierce it. Oh, they're just over it. It's that easy. All right, match 2 on the draw. I know this is kind of like a weird hand. It's 5 lands in this. I am gonna try it. We can just kind of experiment, but we're gonna be surveilling turn 1, Emperor turn 2, and then getting a bunch of cards to the yard from maybe casting Oculus. So it's not the craziest. They go Spirebluff Canal, pass, and we draw another land, unfortunately. So we're just gonna go Bloodstained Mire, do nothing. Double Spirebluff. Is this going to be, what's it called? Banned standard artifact that escapes me right now? Ornithopter, Welding Jar. So it's just Affinity, never mind. Mishra's Bauble, Opal, Thoughtcast. All right, let's, they have a pretty good start. Go to Sewers, Thoughtseize to the graveyard. Might be worth it to Thoughtseize, but God, dude, we've literally drawn 2 lands after keeping a 5-land hand, so that's pretty unfortunate. We'll cast Emperor. Okay, Metallic Rebuke, totally fine. They didn't crack Bauble, so I'm curious as to what they have. I just can't believe we've drawn 2 lands after keeping this hand. Oh no, and they have Kappa. Oh no, into Thought Monitor. All right, well, their hand's really good. And then we got punished here. Shivan Reef, Archon. Play Bloodstained Mire and pass. So should we regret keeping the 5-land hand? In hindsight, obviously, drawing 2 more lands is whatever, but imagine if we drew 2 spells. We'd be all good. They have a second Kappa? Jesus. Yeah, it's really hard to beat draws like this. Unless we go like turn 2 Persist, down to 10. I think we have to mill over an Archon and then draw Persist. Psychic Frog, not good enough. They bubble us. We draw the Archon. Yeah. All right, a little unlucky there, but it's going to happen. All right, so against them, we want the Meltdowns. That's kind of it. Take out the Spell Pierce and try that. All right, on the play for game 2. Hopefully they don't have the nuts. Well, we're going to have to go to 6 because we have a 1-land Steam Vents into a 1-land Water Grave. Let's go to 5. Okay. We'll keep this, put back Fatal Push, and probably Psychic Frog. And try that. Start with a Delta. We're going to look to Thought Scour something, I guess, into the yard. Maybe they have Tormod's Crypt too. We'll see what they do. Psychic Frog's really good against Graveyard Hate, which is something to consider. We're just going to Thought Scour. Draw the Persist. There's the Archon also. We'll shock this in. I want to play out Emperor Bones. I'm not sure what they have, what this is. I'm say done. I'm not going to eat my own graveyard because we have Oculus. There's a Saga. Pinnacle. Now they're going to cast all their 0-drops. Springleaf Drum. Just 1. Okay. Bloodstained Mire. I guess we will still do nothing. I'm going to attack and then just persist the Archon, or the Oculus. That was an interesting turn they had. Persist Oculus. Oh, they just have Force. Okay. That makes sense. They play a land. These games definitely aren't working out for us. They have the answers for everything and we're just kind of doing nothing, which is a little unfortunate. We're going to surveil, looking to just put stuff in the yard for Oculus here. Maybe we can find some action. Faithless Looting. I'll keep that on top. They're probably going to be making constructs or something. We can look for a land to still cast Oculus. Double Archon. I'm just going to bin both. Cast Frog. We definitely should have eaten the Archon here because if they get a Tormod's Crypt, kind of skip through that too quickly. They can also get a Needle for this if they want. They do get the Tormod's Crypt. Yeah, we definitely should have eaten the Archon. They shock in Steam Vents for a Thought Monitor. They get it for 6. Fatal Push. So even if we Oculus here, I guess we can block on the ground. And we want to do this now before they can Tormod's Crypt. So we're going to do this because if we go to eat with Emperor, I mean, they're just going to, they should do it now. Wow, they didn't. Okay. We're just going to pass them. I wonder what they have. Ugh, here's the Meltdown and Persist. I'm just going to put Meltdown under here just to hide it. Thoughtcast. I guess they maybe didn't see it last time that we could have done that. They're going to get in with both of these. We're just going to block like this. Double Chump. And they have Kappa. Ugh, and they have Otawara. Damn, their draws are really good. So if we would have Archoned here, they would have just pitched this one. We'd be at 10. Let's see. We'll Thought Scour ourselves. Doesn't matter because they have Tormod's Crypt though. Delta. Yeah, we didn't draw well. They drew pretty well and it just didn't work out. All right, match 3 on the draw. We're up against Karuga. So maybe Fatal Push is decent if they're running like 3 mana, what's it called? We'll try this though. Hopefully we can draw a little bit better than last game. Our keeps last game were also pretty loose, to be fair, but we definitely didn't get rewarded for the loose keeps. They go Marsh Flats, pass. Emperor of Bones. Let's play Bloodstained Mire. I'm going to end up turn Thought Scour most likely. Because they're a Karuga deck, they're not going to be doing much in their early turns anyway. Proving Ground. We don't know what this means though, like what kind of Karuga they are. They're playing something though. Hallowed Fountain. Is it just Scion? It is. Alright, well, Fatal Push sucks against that. So let's get a Water Grave. I mean, if we can mill over an Archon, then we just win. Thought Scour. And we miss. Draw another Fatal Push, which is terrible. The wheels are just kind of falling off here. We draw an Unearth with nothing to unearth. Let's just Surveil. Emperor to the yard. We have Push if we need it, and that's kind of about it. Gemstone Caverns. Get them for 4, down to 13. They just pass. 3 mana. I'm going to spend this to put this in the yard for Oculus. Oh no, it's Calibrated Blast? No, we're just dead. Damn it. Oh man. Alright, we are just getting all kinds of screwed here. Calibrated Blast. So we have the Thoughtseizes, we have the Spell Pierce. Unfortunately, we drew double Fatal Push, which is just a dead card in the matchup. So let's bring in Consigns. I'm going to try that on the play. So now that we know what we're up against, we can keep a good anti-combo hand. All we really have is Thoughtseize for combo decks. We have a Consign, double Persist. This hand sucks, so we're going to mulligan. Alright, this hand's better. Put back Thought Scour. If we can find a way to put Archon in the yard, we're good. Yeah, whenever I think of Karuga, I was thinking of like a fair game plan. I haven't seen Karuga Calibrated Blast in a bit. I mean, we have the Consign, we have the Spell Pierce at least. Play Water Grave, tapped. Don't have to hold up Spell Pierce for turn 1. They play a tap land. Oculus. Not a good draw. Play this tapped and pass. We do need red mana as well. Alright. Definitely going to consign that. This is like their alternate way of winning. Now we just hold up Spell Pierce for a Calibrated Blast. Thoughtseize. Okay, we'll take that. Maybe we hit a Blast. No, it's all lands. At least this goes to the yard. We need to fuel the yard for... I mean, we also could have Thoughtseized ourselves for Archon, but if they have a land and they go off... But now they have Boseiju, and they top deck Scion. Jesus. Alright, well... So their hand's 2 lands. Another Persist. Oh yeah. They play the Arid Mesa. Their hand is Gemstone Caverns, Mystery card. And we can't even counter because of Boseiju. Down to 14. Island. And just pass. I'm surprised they didn't put Karuga back to their hand. Maybe they forgot. Raminap. Down to 10. Did they top deck Calibrated Blast? Throes of Chaos. Trigger. Calibrated Blast. Spell Pierce. Our opponents are drawing very well. I'm just going to keep complaining and then we're just doing nothing. Just annoying, I guess. Like, you want to draw something. Thought Scour. Okay, that's one of the better draws here. Into Archon? No. We do draw land. So I guess we're just going to cast Oculus. We need a red source, so we're going to shock in Blood Crypt. Down to 7. We're going to keep a Faithless Looting in the yard. We have to stabilize. If we shock that in and flashback looting, then we're at 7. Put Archon to the yard. The next turn, we're at 3, and then we can persist. If we draw a land, we can do everything. Another Faithless Looting. Oh, they just flash us back, don't they? We just have to hope we get lucky here. Do we get lucky, or do they get lucky? Nope, we don't get lucky. All right, match 4. We're going to keep this hand. It's like solid. All right, they go Tower Map. We have a dead card here. We can Thoughtseize turn 1. Triple Psychic Frog. Our draws have been pretty goddamn awful. It's pretty crazy. Water Grave, Thoughtseize. The keeps are fine, I think. They're going to have turn 3 Tron. Going to get rid of Thought-Knot Seer. At least we have push for Thought-Knot Seer, but we're not going to take the map over that. Actually, it's almost tempting to do that just so that way we get a redraw and we still get to kill that. Emperor of Bones. Let's just play out Psychic Frog, get some pressure going. Psychic Frog. They're going to crack map. So they have Tron, but they have nothing going on. So unless they top deck something well, they played a second tower. Interesting. Into map. Okay. So their hand is Power Plant, Lab, Mine, nothing. We draw another land. Let's attack. We connect. We draw another land. So let's Surveil with this land. We could also Thought Scour ourselves, but another Psychic Frog. And just kind of hope to dodge more threats. They get an Urza's Mine. Alright, so they have 10 mana, and they drew a threat. Is it Ulamog? Or is it K-Command? It's Ulamog, okay. Nice turn for Ulamog. See if they eat both frogs or some lands. 2 lands. Fine-ish? I don't know. We could still win if we get an Archon in the yard. Let's Surveil. We need blue or red. We need red-black. Let's get Raucous Theater. That's what we were gonna get anyway. Thoughtseize to the graveyard. Man, if we had a Persist, that would be pretty sick. Island. So we can also discard Archon and Emperor can eat it and then do it next turn. I mean, we could also draw Persist. So, and we can take a hit with Ulamog. 1, 2, 3, discard here, discard here. I'm going to just pump 1, just in case we have to chump block. We can just use the not good one. So let's give everything flying. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Attack with both. Persist wins it. Many persists. Fatal push. Polluted Delta. Not persist. We're going to play out Emperor now. So that way, if we do get to live, we can discard Archon and activate it and have the mana for it. We just have to hope they don't top deck something. Looks like they did. If it's Thought-Knot's here, we don't care. If it's going to be Kozilek's command on Emperor Bones. Yeah, they just top decked really well. Unfortunate. All they had were lands in hand, and they top decked Ulamog into Kozilek's command. Mind Stone. So we can still win if we draw Persist here. Let's see what they actually mill here. How many chances do we have? 1 Persist, 2, 3. They hit 3 Persists. Down to 2. All right. Can we fetch a swamp? 1 swamp. All right, we do have a swamp left. I'm going to go get the swamp and Thought Scour. Oh, wait. I didn't see a swamp there. That's weird. All right, well, let's surveil. Unearth to the graveyard. All right, we have 2 looks here. No, did they top deck another Kozilek's command? They draw a card. Tell me they didn't. They did. They top decked a Kozilek's command. All right, well, man. We're going to Spell Pierce it. We still lose, though. Faithless Looting, Scalding Tarn. All right, so against Tron, we have Harbinger, Consign to Memory. We can take out the Fatal Pushes and like 1 Oculus. I'm going to try that. I'm going to play for game 2. Man, yeah, this league just went downhill so quickly. All right, I guess we'll keep this. We have Harbinger, Archon, Faithless Looting. Keep, put back, Blood Crypt, done. It's going to shock in Watery Grave, hold up Spell Pierce for map. Ours is mine. No plays. It's a little awkward with Faithless Looting, Bloodstained Mire, and Harbinger. I think we just kind of have to, I'm not sure. Get a Blood Crypt, cast Faithless Looting, put back Archons, and we'll pass. Oh, you know what? We also could have put back Harbinger and unearthed it. So I don't think that's worth it right now. If we were like more behind, I think that'd be fine. Ugin's Lab. They have Fleshraker? Okay, Palantir. So they're just playing like the stock Palantir, or like, I don't like this list. I think this list sucks. Now we can run out Harbinger. Psychic Frog. Actually, we can't get a swamp. We can. Get a swamp. Oh, we have 1 swamp and 2 islands. That's the issue. So let's go blue, black, Psychic Frog. Discard Harbinger. They also run Dismembers, so this isn't like lights out. And then we'll just pass. So Dismember or bust for them. Consign to Memory. Really good draw. Beginning with both. We find Raucous Theater. Let's play that out and pass. They crack map. Maybe for a basic? Or for... They do get a wastes. Okay. I'll see if they play Thought-Knots here or Karn here. Fleshraker. I'll consign it. I don't want them making more like colorless mana. Another land. Again, if we draw Persist, we just like pretty much win. Kind of been eluding us this entire league. Other than match 1. Psychic Frog connects. Ugh. We draw another land. I guess I'm just going to hold this for Frog. There's no reason to play them out. Alright. They don't have any plays. This game sucks. Like, no one's doing anything. We're just flooding. Fortunately, we have some pressure, or else we'd be like another loss. Attack. Down to 8. We draw an Earth. I guess we should have discarded. We should have discarded some lands there. That's my bad. There's no reason to be holding these and still attacking for 2. Mind Stone. So now they have 2 colorless mana. So now they can Kozilek's command if they want. Thoughtseize. Let's cast Thoughtseize. See if they have it. Of course they have it. Maybe they hit Harbinger. That'd be pretty cool. They're not going to, but maybe they exile make spawn. Oh, they do target Harbinger. So yeah, if we would have been attacking with a bigger frog, we'd be in a much better position. 1 top, 2 bottom. Kozilek's command, Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, well, God, this is like a lose-lose, huh? We have to take Ugin. We'll attack, discard all this. And again, if we would have discarded this, we'd be in a much better position. We're going to discard, looking for a top deck, Persist, and then we can just win on the spot. Down to 3. And we drew it. So them getting rid of Harbinger unlocked Persist for us, and then we finally catch a break. Persist, Archon, hooray! Finally. All right. Can we do it again? Let's try. 4 lands. We have Spell Pierce, but we're on the draw. Consign to Memory is good. Persist is good, but we have nothing else. I'm still going to keep it. I think on the draw, it's fine-ish. Obviously, play Spell Pierce map is the way to go. But Spell Pierce, Kozilek's command is really good. Ugin's Lab. Into Mind Stone? Okay, nothing. Psychic Frog. Let's go Delta Pass. We can look to consign a creature or Spell Pierce something. Ugh, I hate countering this. We have to though. Water Grave, Consign. It just gets way too much value. Unearth, okay. So let's go Undercity Sewers. Consign, I'll keep on top. Really hoping to Spell Pierce something good. A map, can't consign that. Or can't Spell Pierce that. You could Spell Pierce it to kind of tempo them, which is a play. They get a mine. Play the mine. Yeah, maybe that was the play. Maybe we can get them in the long run though. Go Delta, Frog. We have to get some pressure on the board. And if we draw an Archon, we can persist it and win. I have to dodge the natural Tron. No plays. I'm not going to fetch. I don't want to fetch and leave Consign or Spell Pierce away. It's kind of like a giveaway, but it's fine. Let's attack. It looks like they have Kozilek's Command. They're tapping like they have it. Make spawn, exile, Spell Pierce. We draw another Thought Scour. So let's shock this in. Let's Thought Scour ourselves, looking for an Archon. We do draw the Archon. So I think we Surveil here, hold up Consign, and then next turn we can just Archon. I don't want to tap out of Consign to memory. Eldrazi Temple. 2, 4, 5, 6. Karn. And there we go. Consign to memory. We'll get the Raucous Theater. We can also Thought Scour, but it's fine because we have a discard outlet. Faithless Looting, Graveyard, discard Archon, Persist Archon. See what they discard. There we go. That's how the games are supposed to go. All right, welcome to the final match, and we're going to keep this hand. We have turn 1 Faithless Looting and 2 Unearth, so... But actually, we could do a couple things. We could Surveil turn 1, we can Thought Scour turn 1. Let's shock and Water Grave. I'm going to Thought Scour turn 1. If we hit an Archon, then we're going to Persist. If we don't hit an Archon, then we'll just Looting Unearth. Polluted Delta. Is this going to be a Thoughtseize? Steam Vents. Tameo. Could be Pseudomere. Could be just like Wizards. We'll see. Thought Scour. We draw an Archon. So now we can actually Looting, get rid of Archon and Oculus, and then Unearth that. So that's good. So let's go get a Blood Crypt. Cast Faithless Looting. Discard Archon, Oculus, Unearth Oculus. They're acting like they have a force. They do have the force. Pitching Flame of Anor. Alright, so we have double Persist. So we'll see how many counters they actually have. Pitching Flame of Anor is pretty big. 2 mana for Thunder Trap, so they could also have Flare. They reveal Kolaghan's Command. So this is just Grixis Control. We'll see if they have another Force or a Flare. Psychic Frog. Persist. Archon. Damn, they have the Flare too. Force Negation and Flare. Alright, we're going to play this tapped. Gonna have to punch through a lot here. They get in with Tameo. Hopefully they're out of counters. They might just have like Counterspell also. I'd like to draw a land so we could double spell. Another Thunder Trap. Please don't hit Flare. Flame of Anor. Alright, so they have to have Flare or Force again. Do they have it? Yay, finally. So what sucks is they can, unfortunately, Flame of Anor Archon. That's the only downside. And because we missed a land drop, we can't double spell. So we have to hope they miss out on land drops. That's the only way we can win. They have main deck Shieldred's Edict. That's pretty gross. So if we hit a land, we can Emperor. Come on, land. No, Archon. Ugh. Alright, well, I guess we just... I mean, actually, let's... So we can just Looting here, looking for a land into Frog, or we can just cast Oculus. I kind of like Looting for a land and then Oculus. I think we can high roll this. There we go. Archon, Raucous Theater. Play Delta, get a Swamp. And then next turn we can Emperor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, if they draw a land, they can kill Oculus, but we would have already gotten our token at least. No, another Flare. Okay. So without Tameo, I guess they draw with the Clue token. Yeah, they find the land. Let's cast Emperor. Move to combat. They fetch. They have a Fatal Push. Lightning Bolt. So we could save it. So we want to save it by pumping it. It's kind of like a counter spell. They should have waited. They did that way too soon. Ether Shieldred's Edict. Because we know they have Snapcaster Mage. They could always like snap something. They find another land. So now they can snap. Still nothing. Now they have a 4/4 to deal with. Plus we have Frog on Earth. Oh, another Emperor. Okay. Cast Emperor, number 2. Move to combat. Do they have another Lightning Bolt? Or do they have Snapcaster? They have Kolaghan's Command. Deal 2. Get back Thunder Trap. Alright, I mean, I guess we're just going to save it again. I don't know. Would you guys keep saving this, or would you Unearth and Frog? They get back Thunder Trap. Deal 2. Elite Lightning Bolt. Then we Kolaghan's Command. Attack for 4. Lethal on board. They are going to get a Thunder Trap, but that shouldn't do anything. Not sure how they get out of this. Snapcaster to the yard. Tameo. And we know about Kolaghan's Command. Did they just run it out? Flame of Anor? That's a good top deck. Wow, they had it, yeah. Good draw for them. And they flip Tameo. So they get the plus Tameo. So they're going to go to 1. but then they have to deal with everything, and I don't think they're going to be able to deal with everything. Polluted Delta. We could also Faithless Looting, looking for something. Let's just attack first. Emperor, eat Flame of Anor. Put them down to 1. Cast Psychic Frog. Unearth Oculus. Oh, actually, oh my god, they had Force. Okay. I feel like I keep missing this too. I think we could have Unearthed Emperor and then eaten Archon and did the thing, but they had Force anyway. I think I was so hyper-focused on Oculus, but they force pitching the Thunder Trap. So their last card is Call Against Command, and we can't do anything. So they can K-Command the Frog, but then they have to deal with this. They could also draw with Clue tokens. Oh, they have the Bolt. So they top deck Bolt. Their last card is Call Against Command. So I think they just lose, right? Wait, what? Damn, they drew Flame of Anor? I thought they had Call Against Command in hand. When did they... Oh, wait. No. Returns Thunder Trap. Oh, no, they returned Thunder Trap to hand. Maybe not. I guess they just top decked both of these. Jesus. They top decked Force into Flame. No cards in hand. They have Tamiyo. We have Faithless Looting and a Surveil. They're at 1. If they ultimate, then we're kind of screwed. Undercity. Land to the graveyard. So let's cast Faithless Looting. Ah, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're never casting that. Now hopefully we can kind of snag something with Spell Pierce. Psychic Frog, of course. No, come on. Alright, let's do it again. No, come on. Get rid of Thoughtseize, Spell Pierce, Thought Scour ourselves. Just like the worst draws possible. Alright, we will pass. They get the ultimate Tamiyo, they get to draw a card, they get to attack with Frog. This is disappointing, man. This is a disappointing league. I hope you guys are commiserating with me. Tamiyo ultimates. They draw 16 cards. Draw 17 cards, actually. Plus Frog. Oh, you know what? They can just kill us with Frog. Let's see if they do that. Imagine if we drew, like, Fatal Push here. Yeah, they're just discarding their hand to kill us. Let's see if they go all the way. Yeah, and they just go all the way. Unfortunate. Alright, so against Grixis Control, we just have 2 disputes. We want the Fatal Pushes for Tamiyo and Frog. Thoughtseize, medium-ish. Emperor's good. I think Looting is medium. Let's take out 2 Lootings. It's just like card disadvantage. They have Flare. They drew like all their Flares, all their Forces and stuff, so it was just super hard to get through. Alright, on the play for game 2. And we're going to keep this. We have Thought Scour to Emperor. Let's lead off on a Thundering Falls, though. I don't think we have to rush. Land to the graveyard. We also want to look for like Fatal Pushes and stuff for their turn 1 plays. No turn 1 play. They could have Frog. Faithless Looting. They could have Lightning Bolt. They could have a lot of things. So I'm just going to play the land and pass. I'm going to look to Thought Scour and Surveil. Again, we don't have to go like super quick and flood the board out with no like backup. Surveil land. They do keep it on top. They put Bloodstained Mire into the yard. Land go. So let's Surveil first before we Thought Scour. Get a Raucous Theater. Undercity Sewers. Ugh. We kind of want that. I'm going to keep that. Because we kept it on top, I didn't want to Thought Scour there. So let's Undercity Sewers. They're not doing anything, so we don't have to rush. Another land. We can put that to the graveyard. Let's cast Thought Scour. Find Oculus and Unearth here. That's Faithless Looting too, I guess. Maybe they tap out and we can do this. Oculus is decent. Pull back Archon. And I guess Thought Scour. We have the Dispute for next turn for the Oculus. They did nothing. So again, you don't have to play into all their stuff. Scalding Tarn. No plays. We're assuming they have like Call Against Command or Flame of Anor, Lightning Bolt, Persist. Persist is a good one. We could Persist Archon. They most likely have some type of interaction. Shock this in. If we persist, we could Oculus Dispute or we can Persist Dispute. I kind of want to Persist Dispute because then we can just Psychic Frog if they have nothing, but they obviously have something here. Maybe they have Hardcast Force into, or Hardcast Flare. They do. Let's see if they have the Force Negation. They're not doing anything, so I'm assuming they do. And this is fine because we're getting cards out of their hand, so that way, yeah. They had double Flare of Denial and Force Negation. So we'll pass. We have Oculus next turn, or we have Emperor activate. They shock in Watergrave into Thunder Trap. See what they find. Unlicensed Hearse. Well, that's unfortunate. So I guess we're just going to Oculus. Psychic Frog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Assuming they don't have a third Flare, because I'll lose my mind if they do. And Psychic Frog plays really well into Unlicensed Hearse. Hopefully they don't have Flame of Anor, which if they do, tough beats. They eat both creatures. Alright, we'll take Fatal Push over Unearth. Doesn't really matter. Lightning Bolt here. It's a good sign. They're in Psychic Frog. Oh, not a good sign. Strategic Betrayal. Yikes. Alright. 2 cards in hand. We were going to just run out double Psychic Frog. Actually, I don't know. Do we want to play around Snapcaster? Triple Psychic Frog. They could snap Bolt. They could snap Strategic Betrayal. Yeah, let's just run out double Psychic Frog. Or you know what? I'm going to run out Emperor because I want to eat the Betrayal. Because if they want to go Snapcaster, Bolt, whatever, I guess, or Betrayal, okay, they just eat that anyway. Polluted Delta, Childred's Edict. All right, we're going to sacrifice the Emperor. No tax. Persist. I'll attack. They'll probably chump. Discard Persist. By doing this, they can't crew this, which is good for us. Blue, Frog. Blue, Black, Frog. They go to 13, probably get a Surveil land. Raucous Theater. I mean, Snapcaster crews this, so if we get in with all three, they can flash that in, crew this, and do something else. Ugh, another Thunder Trap. Come on, no Flame of Anor. Fatal Push. Okay. I mean, it's better than Flame of Anor, I guess. Thoughtseize. Let's just attack. Discard Thoughtseize here. See if they want to push this one or push the unblocked one. They push the unblocked one. And they have one card in hand. We draw just what we wanted. They cast Kolaghan's Command. Target player discards a card. We'll just discard Archon. And they play Thunder Trap again. Looking for... Yeah, they found Flame of Anor. That sucks. Would love a Spell Pierce or Dispute. Fatal Push. Okay, well that is fantastic. Gotta draw something good eventually, right? We've been drawing, like, blanks. Get him with Frog. Get him for 5. Down to 7. Archon. Emperor. Alright, we'll just pass. We know they have Flame of Anor in hand, so they can eat this Frog. Unearth. Let's attack. They'll flame this one. Snapcaster Mage into Fatal Push. And they have Flame of Anor in hand. So they're just gonna, like, chump here and then push this. Oh, they're gonna crew. So they can block this and then push this one. Can't really do anything because of Unlicensed Hearse. Yeah, they push that. And they can just eat both of these. Yeah, this is so awkward here. So now they get to have Flame of Anor with Snapcaster Mage. So we gotta figure something out here. Down to 14. I guess we're just gonna cycle. Faithless Looting. Thoughtseize is actually really good. Let's Thoughtseize. They have the Flame of Anor, just draw 2. Yeah, we have nothing for this Unlicensed Hearse. Besides, like, Meltdown, but we're not gonna bring that in. Alright, they do draw 2. Ugh, they drew Flare. Man, I guess we just Emperor. This is a sad... I'm just gonna keep saying it. This is a sad league, man. Eat the Flame of Anor. They shock in Watergrave. Down to 5. Another Strategic Betrayal. Alright, they just pass. Watergrave. Guess Faithless Looting. They just force this. Alright. They have one card in hand, but they have Unlicensed Hearse. Can we catch a break? Does not look like it. Tameo. If it's Flame, I'm just gonna concede. Ugh, Snapcaster. Do they have Flame in here? Oh, they just want a crew. What's this up to? Unfortunately, that league sucked. There were a lot of non-games, and I thought the games were pretty boring overall. We never got to bring in Leyline of the Void, which is what I wanted to test. We never faced any hardcore graveyard decks, which a lot of the meta is, but we just never saw them. Overall, not too much to say about this list. I didn't miss Troll at all. I liked having the 3rd Surveil land, so that's probably going to be a mainstay. The 2nd Spell Pierce was kind of fine. Again, overall, I think the deck is really powerful. Just a lot of non-games this league, and they're going to happen. It's Magic, right? But that'll do it for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more modern content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Peace.